What has become clear to you since we last met? When asked, I was able to put my focus in. I was able to put my focus on something I think really simple but really powerful, trying to make a positive impact on other people, trying to make a positive impact. Now, I've been blessed, unbelievably blessed, especially in the last 3 years. In my role, in my time at Alita, I've been able to teach, I've been able to do presentations, won awards, blah, 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 blah. It was amazing. And what I believed, I think, for a while is that the better stage I could find myself on, the more help and the more impact that I could have. That is partly true, but it's not the whole truth. Because in reality, I wasn't holding that door, Kerry. I wasn't holding that curtain on that stage for anybody else. And through the past year, what has become clear to me, what I've learned, I believe is one of the greatest lessons about training, and it should be so obvious. Like Brian said this morning, training is nothing except for impact. And impact is never about us. It's about someone else. I reflected on the past year and coming into this year on something I already knew. I'm not that talented. I'm not that special. I'm not that skilled at any one particular thing. And I'm surrounded by other people who are. And there's a really, really, really good chance that they just didn't have the same opportunities, the same chances, or the same conversations that I got to have. They didn't have the same run of luck. So it became clear to me that my goal or my purpose, least of late, this last year and coming into this year, was that I needed to hold that door open to have positive impact for others through some opportunities. Now, anybody that knows me or has happened to been to my presentation or may happen to come to my presentation knows that I love solving problems. I love it. I love reframing problems and working in that space. So it struck me quite personally and quite embarrassingly when my objective of having an impact and a positive impact had almost never actually included holding the door for someone else to get involved in the opportunities that I was having. My objective was correct, impact. My objective was right. My strategy was wrong. I'll be honest, the past couple months has taught me a real lesson in impact on others. A complete Achilles rupture out on the range. And if you've had an injury like that, you understand how that affects your day-to-day and how it affects other people's day-to-day. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Viktor Frankl said that, and I do think it would have been easy, and at times it still can be easy, to kind of get lost in what you can't do, right? But I tried to focus on what I could do and the impact that I could still have. And against some very, very good advice from Travis, our Academy Director, who told me to stop posting your daily workouts on social media while out on a workers' comp injury. Good advice. No argument. Good advice. I did not listen. Okay? I didn't listen. And honestly, I hoped I could make some kind of impact. And after the first couple weeks, I got a Facebook message from a previous recruit about a year and a half ago. One of the most bubbly, ray of sunshine, positive fit kids you ever met. You know, one of those people. And he sends me a message and he said, I'm a new dad. I found myself in a dark place. Things are not going the way I want them. I've kind of lost my way. I've got out of the gym. I'm about to start making bad decisions. And I really, really, really appreciate the workout photos on social media. It amped me up. My beat partner's coming to pick me up tomorrow. We're getting back to the gym, and I'm going to rethink some of these decisions that I was going to make. And then the impact kind of dawned on me. And since being asked to do this, I made a commitment to myself. With the exception of Alita, any training that I do, any presentation, any speaking, anything that I do, somebody is going to help me. Somebody is going with me. I'm dragging somebody else who deserves it through that door to get involved in an opportunity. Emerson had a lot of quotes. My favorite, God will not have his work made manifest by cowards. My favorite quote, it hangs on my office door. If you're in the business of inspiring, educating, training police officers, you cannot covet opportunities or gifts that you've been given, and you cannot hide injuries or shortcomings from those people in whatever way they might manifest. You can have the greatest impact on the highest stage, the lowest stage, whether you're like me, looks like you fell off the damn stage, right? You can have great impact anywhere. Emerson said again, always do the thing you fear. Do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain. If we only focus on impacting others when we're at 100%, when we're at our best, of our best, that's the way we like to teach, we like to be fresh. If you only focus on impacting others when it's like that, you miss a couple things. You miss the true test of your character, number one, and you miss the full spectrum and the full possibilities of what your impact can actually bring. Emerson again, a hero is no braver than an ordinary man. He's just braver 5 minutes longer. A trainer has no more impact than an ordinary man. He just impacts 5 minutes longer. 5 more minutes of courage, 5 more minutes of care, 5 more minutes of conversations. And as I look around this room tonight, there's quite a few faces I don't know, but there's a lot of faces I do know. I don't have time to call them out by name, but a lot of faces of 5-minute conversations that have changed my life over the last 3 years. So I'll leave you with this challenge. What has become clear to you since we last met? This week, or when you go back, ask somebody, how have I positively impacted you since we last met? One finds meaning in life through 3 ways: work, love, and suffering. Viktor Frankl, again, wrote that in Man's Search for Meaning. Expert psychologist, expert author, Holocaust survivor. So I'm apt to listen to him when he talks about suffering. We need to use our struggles, our knowledge, our skills, our expertise, everything to try to have impact on others. And that is what has become clear to me, because that is when we have impact, that's when we have a legacy, that is when we have trained, that is when we have educated, and that is when we have done what we are called to do by profession, by name, and by God Himself. To everybody in here tonight, I appreciate you listening to me for these few minutes and some shortcomings that I might have had. To the people that I recognize and the faces that I recognize, I want to thank you for your investment in me, your impact in me, those 5-minute conversations. And I want you to know those are not going to waste, and I'm trying to pay them forward. I love each and every one of you. Thank you. I'll roll this around.